Hey, Lorain County football fans, and welcome back to another week of The Blitz, brought to you by our friends at First Federal Savings of Lorain. I'm your host, Rocco Nucci, with the one and only Kristen Bauer behind the camera. Before we get into things, make sure you like and subscribe to that Chronicle Telegram and YouTube channel. Hit that little bell notification down below so you can catch up with all the latest content and all the latest episodes of The Blitz to keep up with the latest around Lorain County High School football. And also, before we get started, should mention we are here at Clearview High School, where the Clippers have a home facility to play on. It is a fantastic scene here at Clearview. They've got the brand new turf down. It is awesome. I know Coach Mike Collier and his crew are very, very excited for both his staff and his kids to be able to have a field to call home once again, as they've played so many games away from home these last couple of years. So again, fantastic to have a brand new turf facility right here at Clearview High School. They came up short this past week, unfortunately, against Firelands, but they are right back here at home this week against Wellington. They'll welcome in the Dukes and look to get that first win on the home turf. Well, before we get into Week 8, what happened in Week 7 as we get closer and closer to that playoffs and that postseason picture really starting to take shape? Well, the SWC looks like Avon is on cruise control to another SWC crown. It would be their 7th straight if they're able to bring it home this year, as they are coming off a 63-42 victory at Olmsted Falls. They throttled the Bulldogs. Really a complete 4-quarter effort from Coach Mike Elder's crew. He's 12-0 against Olmsted Falls in his coaching career over there at Avon, so hats off to the Eagles for another dominant performance. And how about their wide receiver, Ethan Holbrook? We normally talk about guys like Jacorian Caffey and Sam DeTilio for them, but Holbrook, 10 receptions, over 200 yards receiving, and 5 touchdowns for that young man, as again the Eagles knock off Olmsted Falls 63-42. The Bulldogs were up 14-7 at one point in that game, but Avon rattled off 28 straight, and that was pretty much your ball game there. Speaking of teams kind of taking control, Columbia, they remain perfect overall, especially in that Lorain County League. They get a 35-7 win over Wellington. Coach Jason Ward's crew playing some real good football right now. They had a three-headed monster, if you will, in the backfield last Friday night, as Marco Sirigliano, we know all about him, Jacob Sanders and Tony Governale combined for 316 yards on the ground, 44 carries between the three. Sirigliano finished with 3 touchdowns. Governale finished with 1. And how about that Raider defense? We like to talk about that offense, but that defense did not allow a Wellington Dukes first down, into the first half of that game. So just outstanding stuff, a complete football game from Coach Jason Ward's Columbia Raiders as they move to 7-0. And how about those Lorain Titans, folks? They knock off Garfield Heights 15-14. Garfield Heights had just 1 loss on their record before falling to the Titans this past Friday night, so that was a really good win for Lorain. As again, Garfield Heights sat atop of the Lake Erie League. John Selimon had the go-ahead goal line touchdown scamper late in the 4th quarter with just under 2 minutes left to go, and they get a defensive stop right afterwards. TJ Williams seals things with an interception for the Titans. So a shout out to Lorain getting a huge win over Garfield Heights. That's not the 5-game losing streak for the Titans. They'll look to keep it rolling this week. So what's there to look forward to here in Week 8? Well, I'll tell you what, the game to look out for, Elyria Catholic at North Olmsted, a Great Lakes Conference battle. This could be for control of that GLC West. First place will be on the line in this matchup. Both teams come into this one 3-0 in conference play. The Panthers won this battle last year. 30-24 was the final score there, so I'm thinking it's going to be another good one this time around. North Olmsted having a very good 2022. They've had just 1 winning season since 2015. That was last year, actually, when they went 6-5. Right now, they sit at 5-2, though, so head coach Tim Brediger doing a fantastic job over there in North Olmsted. And we know all about Elyria Catholic, right, with Coach Brian Fox, what he's been able to do there since taking over. Levi Ellis continues a fantastic 2022 and a fantastic career on top of everything else. He had 183 yards and 3 touchdowns for the Panthers last week in their win. So again, first place in that GLC West on the line this week as Elyria Catholic travels to North Olmsted to take on the Eagles. How about another SWC showdown as well? Avon Lake and Elyria. This is another chance for the Pioneers to kind of take down one of the big dogs in the SWC. The Shoremen won this matchup 16-14 back in 2021, so should be another close matchup in my mind. For Elyria, I think the key to this one is limit those big plays. That's kind of what killed him against Avon. It's what hurt him against Olmsted Falls. When you're trying to get atop the SWC, climbing that ladder, you got to find a way to knock off, I think in my mind, one of Avon Lake, or Olmsted Falls. And so for Elyria, you get another crack at a win this week, taking on the Shoremen. Got to find a way to limit those big plays. We'll see if Cam Edwards, a defensive back, can make his imprint known on that game. He had a pick 6 last week. Maybe a defensive score could help propel the Pioneers in this one. And for the Shoremen, I think for them it comes down to just controlling the game and controlling the tempo. Elyria has the athletes, I think, to keep up with them, but for Avon Lake, they really control the game and they control the ball when they're running the ball, getting first downs, piecing together long drives. They have the big play potential with guys like Wade Nelson mixed in there as well. So for Avon Lake, I think if they just kind of do their thing, control the game, control the clock, they'll find themselves in good shape. But again, it should be a good one, Avon Lake at Elyria. On WEOL, the 3 games that you can hear this week. First on the radio in Stream 1, Lorain County League battle. Black River at Keystone, both come into this one at 3 and 4. Those Pirates, though, they've won 3 straight. They're getting some bodies back, playing some better football. And Eric Grosser, man, the Grosser show continues. He kicked the field goal, ran for a couple last week, and he threw one as well. So kind of just impacting the game in all 3 facets. That was in a win over Oberlin for Black River. And for Keystone, again, 3 and 4 is maybe not where they were expecting to be so far this season. It was a slow start for them last week again against Brookside, but they find a way to get it done. Ryan Shackelford, who else, has a heck of a ball game for them. 10 carries, 160 yards, and 2 touchdowns for that young man on the ground. He's the guy to stop if you're Black River and the Pirates hoping to knock off Keystone this year. Whose playmakers can come up with the big plays? I think that will determine the winner of that one. Stream 2 back in the SWC, Midview at North Ridgeville. The Rangers have kind of been licking their wounds the last couple of weeks after that 4-0 start. They've lost a couple in a row now, hoping to get things back on track and they get the offense going. They haven't scored more than 10 their last 3 times out, so we'll see again if they can get that offense going. There's a lot of youth, a lot of sophomores and some freshmen that start for Coach Brian Morgan, so got to find a way to get things back on track this week. And for the Middies, they just couldn't get it done last week against Berea Mid-Park. Titan quarterback Troy Schick threw 5 touchdown passes over 320 yards against the Middies defense. At secondary, got to find a way to step it up against North Ridgeville this week, and hopefully Mark Reed, he went down in that Berea Mid-Park game. Hopefully he's all right, able to come back in this one. They'll certainly need him, as they're not out of that playoff conversation. They sit 20th in their division, in their region, just 4 spots back of a playoff spot, so we'll see what Midview can do as this season winds down. And finally, our Medina County matchup on Stream 3 at WEOL.com. It'll be Medina at Brunswick. This is one on paper. Look, Medina should be able to win this one, but Brunswick has shown some flashes this season. They've got a young team, young sophomore quarterback, Ethan Roxandage. Can Coach Mark Pinzoni find a way to pull off the upset at home? Well, not if Coach Larry Laird and those Bees have anything to say about it. We know what Danny Stoddard, their quarterback's been able to do this year when he's finding guys like Jack Wojak and Brendan Schramm and Carlos Corchado and Austin Knowles in space. I mean, those receivers are just so good from top to bottom with the depth chart. So tall order for Brunswick, but maybe they can get it done at home again. That's our Medina County matchup, Stream 3 at WEOL.com. Medina at Brunswick. And again, on the radio in Stream 1, it'll be Black River at Keystone. And on Stream 2, it'll be Midview at North Ridgeville. So again, hard to believe we're already in Week 8. Again, make sure you check out that OHSAA website for the complete playoff picture as that finally starts to take shape here in the closing weeks of this season. So big thank you for tuning in once again to The Blitz, brought to you by First Federal Savings of Lorain. For Kristen Bauer, I'm your host, Rocco Nucci. We'll see you next week.